care to talk about myself. I think that's so weird at times, but it's just, if it's encouraging anyone to be busy with moving things forward, I'm for it. So I guess I'll do it. Okay, I released 2 more songs this week. I released my first episode on my podcast that blew my mind. I could cry right now. Like, I don't know why I get so emotional. I do. I just love God so much, and I don't want to turn anyone off for thinking that, like, oh my gosh, this girl. But I'm just like, that's all I care about, really, really, really talking about. And I'm passionate about people, us, and even myself, obviously, understanding furthermore how accessible God is and how great He makes our lives, how peaceful. I'm not talking He makes it easy peasy, everything easy peasy, easy peasy. Life is peaceful when we're faithful and when we live our life out in the way that God created it to be lived, in the way that God created it to be enjoyed. Like, it's so much more peaceful and enjoyable. So this week, released 2 more songs. One of them I'm really, 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 really proud of. These songs are weird. These mixtape songs are weird. I know that. Like I know that. And but they're really fun. Imagine them as like full songs that are just missing some pieces, and then like I'm not perfecting them as much as I might want to or like, but I just want to be sharing music because this is a big part of everything I do and create, and I just want to be sharing music with people so that everyone can see these fun narratives, because this is just something I'm building. So I released 2 new songs. One I'm really proud of. What one is it? It's called Bound. I'm so proud of it. I finished it at a restaurant that was really busy, and I had my Apple AirPod Pros, and I could not hear the mix like at all. So I was mixing and producing in faith. I was just like listening to the Lord and what He told me to do with it. I had almost everything in the project already. It was just the last like couple hours I was working on it, and so I was just like believing that it sounded good. I just had to drag some things around to make everything feel timely. These songs are odd, but they're for me being faithful to God. He's told me to punch out a couple songs a week. I'm doing it. I'm loving these little songs. Do I feel cringy at a couple pieces of some of them? Yeah, but I'm also like, these are beautiful, and it's really fun because I think what's gonna happen is, okay, my first album comes out in February. It comes out in February, and now that I have all of these little mixtape songs, I have so much more. I already have blah blah blah. I have a lot of content to now pump out the next album, so I'm not just like, 7 more years to, like, I have a lot of music that I can finish kind of quickly and share, so it's not going to take me forever to make another album again. Yeah, I'm on a fun schedule where Sundays I go to church and I usually don't work. Right now my work asks me to keep my hours open just because I'm new and it's holidays and they just want hours open if possible, and I'm fine with that because, after the holidays I'll just switch it. I usually have Sundays off, but God asked me to still edit for 4 hours on Sundays because I usually treat Sundays as this no work. I remember God. I relax. I don't do chores or go grocery shopping or all these things to like keep life full. It's a day to go, no, I'm enjoying existence for what it is and for the fact that God has already created everything. The work is done. I'm celebrating that. I am having a good time. I usually do my nails, and that's fun. It kind of takes up the whole day because I'm still learning, and it's slow going. No, any woman on the other side of this camera knows it takes forever to do your nails. But I just did my tips, and then shellac right on top of it, and they're lasting so well. Like, yeah, nice. So Sundays, I still edit these videos because God has asked me to, but it's always a half day. What I'm experiencing and Him asking me to edit is that He's just calling me to be faithful to something that He's put on my heart, and so I feel like I'm doing it for Him as a service on that day. It's because like all these videos and these songs, like, I don't know if I could define this. They're not for me. Like, and I'm not even saying they're for you. I'm just saying I have a lot of stuff I want to share, and it's not for me. I could peacefully live a life where I wasn't sharing stuff. Actually, I can't because I just want to testify and talk. But I could, like, I don't... People say that. People say, like, no, I could quit if I wanted to. Like, people say that, but it's not my first choice to do this, is what I'm getting at. This stuff is all a service. And so it's interesting that on Sunday is a day where historically, and that as I've learned as a Christian, is a day that you want to. It doesn't have to be Sunday. It could be whatever day you choose. But it is a day to remember God is God. He's the one who makes the world keep spinning. He's the one who keeps your boss paying ya. Like, fairly or unfairly, however that works for you. But God knows. Don't think He doesn't know. And then on Mondays, Monday through Friday, I pull whole days where I work 8.5 hours. So if I work at my other job, I just subtract that from my working hours for myself. But Monday nights, I crank out the vlog. So right now I'm recording on Sunday. This was a fluke because the week got really busy, so I had to shove recording on Sunday instead of Friday or Saturday. So Mondays, I crank out the vlog. On Monday night, I'm going to start cranking it out by 6 p.m. So Monday usually looks like editing or working at my other job and whatever, editing. Tuesdays and hopefully Mondays, if I can get to it, I start working on this song that's supposed to be out Wednesday. And so Monday night vlogs out. Tuesday night is my editing day, so I keep on editing. Oh, and Tuesday night is when the podcast comes out, and so Tuesday I spend editing the podcast. But it just, like, these things don't take me that long. I have to be diligent to do it, and it's hard work, but I've been doing this work for years, so I know how to do it. I know how to cut, edit, go, cut, edit. Like, so Tuesday is a continued edit and podcast release day. The podcast releases again at 6. And then Wednesday, I work either at my job or my job for myself. And I crank out that first song that is due that week at 6 p.m. I'm going to start doing it not at 10 p.m. or midnight. And then Thursday is a continued edit day and the beginning of creation for the song. On Friday, And then Friday is a blend of content creation, like filming for the vlog, like now. You know, today's the wrong day, but like, you know, I'd be doing this on a Friday, content creation, and then also cranking out that song that's due Friday night. Saturday is the catch-up day, so Saturday is the day I have to get ahead on what I have ahead of me. So Thursdays, I'm usually recording the podcast, and then, you know, on Saturdays I can start editing it, or I might have already filmed the vlog, and then on Saturday I edit it, because Saturday is a half day, and that's 6. So sometimes that means I only work at my other job, and then like I don't work for myself, because these are just the hours that God told me to work, and it's working out really well. Because then outside of all of this, I also am working out to stay fit so that I can keep doing all of this stuff. And yeah, then on Sundays I just edit. Sunday's not a day. Today's weird because I worked already, so it's not my Sabbath this week. There's a lot of editing and shuffling. That's just what you have to do sometimes. So I had to look at my week, see what day I had off on my other job, and shuffle, pivot, and that's okay. I'm all about making sure, I'm all about like having the attitude that that's fine. You just have to then properly figure out where everything else falls. And yeah, the best part of the week, could sound silly, but I like working hard so much. So like finishing all these things and having the satisfaction of like, I did that, and not for the trippy identity piece of like, I am only worth what I create, but rather like, no, I have a vision and I am working to see the vision through. The worst part of this week was coordinating with other people when plans changed. I worked more than I thought at my other job, and it really it didn't allow space for free time, and that made things hard. What I like about this schedule is that I already have all this desire to be fruitful and to see things grow in my life and at the touch of my fingertips and in my attitude and in my heart. So what I like about this schedule is I already have that energy to see, or I already have that energy and that desire to see things grow. So it's fun. It's fun, and I'm thankful that the Lord has shown me what to be up to, because I'm like, yes, this is so satisfying. I get to be faithful in something, and I get to be exercising that muscle of like, yeah, I want to see things grow. I want to see things get better. And I also, if you watched my previous vlog, I think it's in both of them, the first and the second one, I talk about the fact that God has asked me to not watch TV and not scroll on my phone. And this week I picked up something. So I detoxed, I'm detoxed from those. And this week I picked up reading. So for 2 hours every week, God said to read a saint that really got it. So I have, books from different believers who are either past or still here with us, who really understood life with Jesus and life in light of Jesus. And I just love that God asked me to heal. It was that moment where you hear God start speaking to you and you're like, oh, because I was thinking about the fact that I gave up TV, and I was just like thinking through all this stuff. I don't know where I was at in my thoughts, but then I just felt God about to share a thought, and I was like thinking like, what else is he gonna ask me to like not do? And he's like, read 2 hours a week, a saint who really got it. And so I'm excited because I'm just excited. I have all this desire to be seeing so many things grow. So I am pleased that God is like, do this and do this and do this and do this. And because, yeah, I have the energy, I want to be doing it. So, and this is amazing. It's like a fancy Italian soda. It's so yummy. Yummy. Carrot juice, guava juice, like a strawberry watermelon, just bubbly water, coffee creamer. Oh, and ginger. I put ginger in there. It's so like the spice. It's so good. The week ahead is going to be about Christmas, because Christmas is coming up. So showing up to our Christmas activities, staying healthy with what I'm eating. It's just, it can feel so silly sharing all these things and knowing it's going on the internet. Not that I feel funny about that. It's just I'm like, I could think, what is the point? But I know my vloggers, I really enjoy watching, and I feel encouraged, and even like have a friend in that person. I like it. It's kind of a choice of entertainment or connection. And just so you know, I don't do it a lot. So if you're thinking like, oh, she doesn't scroll, she doesn't watch TV, but she's watching all these vloggers, yeah, right, dude. But for the ones, the few, even the one, it might just be one. No, there's like, I don't know if you want to call the sermons that I watch me watching a vlog, because they're all on YouTube. Like, I think I watch one vlogger. So this week ahead is going to be about continuing to show up to what I have going on, and I'm really excited because I feel like I'm growing, and that I am exercising faith, and that God has me on. Doesn't feel like a strict diet. It feels like the nourishment I need for all the purposes that He has. I'm gifted in the fact that He just tells me what to be up to. That's a gift. God He tells us to test our thoughts, and to also, if we believe we're hearing the voice of God, we got to test that. If you hear God saying, don't love that person, if you hear God saying, cut yourself off, don't love that person anymore, don't blah blah blah, like these things, we just gotta you guys, we just gotta know Him, and then that way we're able to follow Him, and not follow Him in a way that's lazy and half-hearted, but in a way that like, hey, I'm submitting myself to following and getting to know the Lord. And so yeah, I know it's Him when He's talking to me and when He's asking things of me, because I can test it by His word, and I can go, oh, He's said that plenty of times before to plenty of people. That is something He would want for me or my life. I do believe that. I'm also still growing in this. I think sometimes in part we can hear a part of, I don't want to mansplain, but I think sometimes we can hear a part of what God is saying, and then we can get stuck. Like, example, just say God was like, do not hang out with that person. We can't stop at that thought and be like, God doesn't want me to hang out with that person, and while we're seeing with our eyes that that person is not good news, we can't stop with that thought by going, God doesn't want me hang out with that person. And no, they suck. Like, I can see, like, God doesn't want that for me. He doesn't want them in my life. Like, I think we get ourselves stuck because, like, we don't let our heart grow. There's an invitation to let our heart grow in times or moments where God is sharing something with us. Like, if my mom told me, Shayla, don't spend your money on only coffee. Like, it would be so dumb of me to be like, coffee is evil and I have to just spend my money everywhere. Actually, I can't just spend it on coffee. I definitely have to make sure I'm getting tattoos every Friday. Like, we can't get stuck with a closed heart that's not hearing the heart of God's leading and instruction. I just think it's easy to get excited or to hear a piece of instruction and just like start going, but some things that really matter in all of that are our character and how we're pulling through the rest of that, through the heart of that thing. If you hear God saying, do not hang out with that person, don't you go. We should not be going and judging and thinking that that person sucks. Maybe, like, we should grow because maybe, actually, we just don't even have enough compassion or love or maturity to be in relationship with that person and to love them correctly and well. Like, we should not be getting stuck with, like, these statements and making them about us. Like, I just encourage us to keep our hearts open and to even inviting God in those moments. Like, is there something else you're meaning in that? And if I'm not ready to understand, like, please mature me so that I'm ready to understand. And I want that for myself. I had a situation happen. I'm going to be so vague because I don't want to throw shade at anyone. I had a situation happen today at a place, and a person, like, yelled at me, and I afterwards was like, what do I do here? Is it healthier and better for me and my relationship and connection with this person to address them for that fact that I didn't think that was the right choice? Or do I let it happen because that looks like love? What does the right kind of love look like in this moment? And not for the sake of like, yo, you can't yell at me, that hurt my feelings. Like, if somebody wants to yell at me, like, I feel bad for them. That is what we chose to engage in. I feel bad for them. And but yeah, I was like, is love telling this person, I don't want you to feel compelled to have to yell at me in moments like that. You know, I was just like, oh, functionally, what's the right choice? But then I just thought and felt God being like, just bringing up character. I don't think God said anything really other than that. He stirred up the thought in me of character. And I thought, I don't have to worry about functionally what to do right now. I just have to remember, like, what does character look like in this moment? I don't have to functionally worry about if I'm going to choose A or B. I just go, who is God and who do I want to be like, and how do I be open to giving that back to this person? And I don't have to worry about, it's not that like you don't want to do anything and just be like happy-go-lucky, but I was just like, oh, I just will remember character, and that I will just act out of the character that I know and want to be like. And the best way to do that is to just continue to get to know who God is. So I'm giving God. I'm giving God. I listen to this podcaster, and she's always like, it's giving this, because that's like what people are saying. And that's so good. Like, you definitely want to be giving God if you're a believer. Like, you want to be giving God. If I could functionally encourage anyone who's watching to do anything, it would be take care of yourself. Get excited about the life ahead of you. Get excited about the things that you're good at. Get excited about the things that you are able to receive. Get excited about the way you are able to love. Get excited about being recharged and knowing God the Father. He's always right here. He will never leave you or forsake you. He's always right here. He doesn't have to feel far away. All we have to do is get to know him and who he is, and then we live from that truth. Amen, dude. Bye. That's so good. Has anyone said that yet? Ugh. Not that I'm excited to be the first person. I'm like, are we saying that? I hope that we're saying that. That's amazing. Like, it's giving God. Actually, I could see why we might not be saying that. That's a really good Christian joke. That's so funny. Like, Christian life ain't so easy peasy. Wait, easy peasy. That was funny. Where am I at? I finished going through the weeks. The week. Oh, the week ahead. I don't know. I'm gonna be faithful and it's gonna be great. People say, like, is it healthier for me to... Oh, my light just went out. That's terrible. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine.